Welcome to another episode, everyone. Tekashi 6ix9ine, the rapper, the rat, the snitch, says that it is racism, to call him a racist, to call him a snitch, and not to call T.I., 50 Cent, Gunna, Young Thug, and Snoop Doggy Dogg a snitch. He says that it is okay for blacks to snitch, but it is not okay for Hispanics to snitch in the industry, and that there are no Hispanic individuals who have went viral who are doing good in the rap industry, essentially because of racism. Check this out.
Do you think that Gucci will take the stand?
No, because everybody's making fun of him, you know? But that doesn't mean he didn't tell.
No, he told.
He told.
Yeah.
I wish, like, right now, should we play the song? Like, it's Hov ranting.
Well, no, I mean, the song is going to be part of the...
Do you want to play it?
No, I mean, I've heard the song.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, you did all that and you still signing me. Like, you're just fucking painting a picture for the feds.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be an exhibit in the actual
And
case.
then you say, I made a video on it. Did you see the video I made on it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When he's like, yo, I put money in your commissary. Is that anything special? I took care of fucking 100 bloods. And you guys said, you know what you signed up for? So Pooh Shiesty, you signed a street rapper. You know what you signed up for?
Well, Gucci signed Pooh Shiesty.
Yeah, Gucci signed Pooh Shiesty. Why is not the same saying? You know what you signed up for? Signing a street nigga. Right? Why is it not the same saying?
It is the same.
Oh no, it's different. No, but no.
I don't think it's different, man.
Yo, what do you think it is with my situation and these rat ass niggas?
I think that you were the first, so you take all the
So
flack.
I was before 50 Cent.
I don't. 50 Cent didn't cooperate.
So 50 Cent never told him Supreme. So I want you.
I've never seen paperwork on 50
No,
Cent.
but you don't have to see it to know knowledge.
No, you got to see paperwork.
Guys, you're a lawyer.
You have to see
you're a
paperwork.
lawyer? You're a lawyer, right? Okay. If I'm lying, I'm flying. And God.
That's wild work. Vlad knows more about the culture and the politics than Tekashi 6ix9ine. Even Vlad knows. Vlad is saying, no, you have to see paperwork, which is true inside of the culture. Right or wrong, this is not a debate about the culture and the rules and the protocols and the politics and those who flout the rules and those who do not. Just stipulating instead what the rules are. We can debate them later, but this is what the rules are. That you need paperwork in order to say or even call someone a snitch. You have to be able to prove it. Sometimes there's not paperwork. The police, they are not going to expose the paperwork. They're not going to expose their confidential informants. All of the time, you're not going to have paperwork, but you can still know that an individual is snitching. That's a tough situation to be in.
Guys, I want you to have a lawyer here. If I swear to God, if I ever lie, right, to you when I'm saying this, I promise you, and people can hold me to it, that chain is yours. That chain, I don't even want to see it. You be like, yo, Danny, it's on internet. The internet doesn't forget. That chain is yours. You know how many rats are walking throughout society because the government seals their paperwork? People don't know. If you've never been to the feds, right, you will never understand that there's a 5K1 and a Rule 35. 5K1 is what you receive before sentencing, when you cooperate before you get sentenced. And then a Rule 35 is what you receive after you get sentenced. So you could do fucking 10 years in prison, cooperate what Big Meech did, right? Third party cooperation, can we agree to that? So
That's
Big
what they
Meech
say,
is
yeah.
a rat, but nobody speaks on it because it's not 6ix9ine, right? So in the feds, and any lawyer, like I said, you could keep that chain if I'm lying.
Okay, so they didn't have Big Meech in the title. He's attacking Big Meech as well, as we can see, saying Big Meech is a rat. He snitched through a third party, but no one's talking about that because he's not 6ix9ine. Title says Tekashi 6ix9ine, it's racist to call me a snitch, but not 50 Cent, T.I., Snoop, Gunna, and Thug, Part 3. No mention of Big Meech there in the title. You can only put so much in the title. But okay, so 50 Cent, T.I., Snoop, Gunna, and Thug, referring to Young Thug, hearing the title saying that it is racist to call me a snitch and not those 5 individuals. But as we just heard, he also has Big Meech in the conversation as well, saying that he is a snitch and that no one is addressing that or attacking that or that he's getting a pass because he is not Hispanic.
There's something called pacer.com. When you look someone's name up, their number, their whole sensing comes up, their sensing minutes, and right there, when it says sealed, you're a fucking rat. Why are you sealing court documents? Why? Because the government protects their confidential informants. Now, I was a whole different case when I decided to cooperate. The judge felt that my public figure, the public's interest outweighed my safety. The public's interest on my case outweighed my safety. So going back to like other niggas, there's a million rats that's literally in your neighborhood right now, people watching, that you will never know about. And it's just pacer.com. Look them up. And if you're a lawyer, just look it up. You'll keep that chain.
Okay.
So my thing with 50 Cent and all these people, Snoop Dogg, these niggas be undercover rats. Look at Young Thug. He never thought that 2015 interrogation video was ever gonna come out. He called it flirting. He called it fooling the cops. But what is there? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say could be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to attorney. If you can't afford one, won't be appointed to you. Mm-hmm. At that moment, you could, why don't just call fucking Brian Steele? 2015, you're signed to fucking Birdman already.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Why don't you just call Brian Steele? Why don't you just call up a lawyer? Why? Because you was fucking ratting, nigga. You wasn't flirting, nigga.
Yeah, I think Young Thug cooperated, which is why he went on that whole media run trying to prove to people that he didn't. Think about it, he never did interviews until that.
Bro, I just talk facts, and at the end of the day, people hate me for it. Nothing gets by me.
Listen, I think what happened to you is similar to what I went through in a way. Like when I first started doing interviews and started asking all the tough questions, Vlad's the police, Vlad's the feds, everyone goes to jail. Now, a million people do what I do. Traplo Ross, Adam 22, Sean Cotton, they all do similar types of questions. So now it's not as big of a deal. You were the first one in hip hop to actually take the stand and cooperate. Everyone else after that, they all followed your footsteps in a way, but you're gonna take the heat. But I think over time, hold on. Over time, people have softened their approach towards you. I feel like you're much more well-liked now than you were right after you did it. Am I right? Am I right? And I feel like my interview kind of helped out because it helped to humanize you and tell the whole story.
Nah, I've been told the whole story.
Nah, other people told the story. No. Your whole story from beginning to end, I was the first person to do it. There was documentaries about it.
I've seen in Vlad's comments that individuals say, but it's only a matter of time before Vlad inserts himself or what he did for someone, that Vlad is the type that's going to loan you $20 and let the whole world know that he did it, or that he's going to take credit for you and take credit for your success and say that it was his platform that got you over some imaginary hump. And here we go. It didn't take long for Vlad to try to take all of the credit, but apparently Tekashi 6ix9ine is not having it. He's trying to take the credit for Tekashi 6ix9ine now being liked in the community, or people are not as harsh on him as they were when he first took the stand against the individuals, against his crew, or whatever happened there. And everyone was coming down on him. People have somewhat softened their stance against him. I don't hear it as much, nowhere near as much as I did when it first happened. Probably because other individuals have since snitched. But some of these individuals, or most of them, have not gotten on the stand, or you don't have them on camera. You don't have absolute proof. Like people were saying that 50 Cent supposed to have snitched on the people who he supposed to have snitched on, said that he did not snitch, said that 50 Cent did not snitch. These are the people who he had supposedly snitched on, saying that he did not snitch. So it's different. There is proof. It's a fact that Tekashi 6ix9ine snitched. He's not even denying it. I think there's a difference. Nevertheless, I don't care who you are, what you are, if you're a snitch, it's all bad. You're 50-50. You need to be on a 50-50 if you're a rat. That's it.
You, but I was the first person to actually sit down with you and have you explain it all. And I think that really humanized you.
Vlad, that's wrong.
That's wrong?
On my first Instagram live, you could pull it up right here. I said, these guys kidnapped me, fucked my baby moms, did this, did that. There's a street code and there's something so-called as loyalty and everything and no snitching and all of that. I get it, right? But where was the loyalty when you was sleeping with my baby mother? Where was the loyalty when you was caught on the wiretap trying to kill me? Where was the loyalty when you tried to kidnap my mother? Where was the loyalty when you was stealing millions of dollars from me? Where was that? I explained everything.
Didn't get views like my interview, though. I'm just saying.
No,
I'm just saying.
Bro, it was on 2.5 million viewers at once in real time. Again, it wasn't, and these are facts. I've been explained it. It's just, they needed a black person to do it. It's just facts. It's facts. It's just, they seen Gunna on Crime Stoppers and said, it's not the stand. They seen T.I. on Crime Stoppers. It's not the stand. They seen T.I. on the stand and said, it was his cousin that died.
So you think it's racism? You think it's because you're Mexican?
Come on now. You know what I mean? Like, they seen Finesse 2 times paperwork. He's funny though. They seen Gunna say, yes ma'am. He has good music though. When you're black, it's okay to rap. When you're Spanish, there's no room for it. There's not even room for it in the music industry. Remember when I told you, let's bet 100K? I'll pull out 100K right now, you can wire it to me later. Name Spanish guys that are allowed in the mainstream thing that's not me and Cardi B. And we had this conversation, this was on the first interview. You can't, it's impossible.
Spanish people that were allowed in hip hop?
Spanish people Spanish people who are allowed in the mainstream rap game to dominate. Don't give me Streetline Mafia, don't give me OGC, don't give me guys who never had a top 10 Billboard. You in the rap.
Shall I respond to your question? Because my hip hop history goes deep.
Of course, you're gonna name Fat Joe that was fucking in 1999, 2004.
Big Pun, Cypress Hill.
Okay, what years was that, Vlad?
Those were the 90s.
We're 30 years ahead of time.
I think Big Pun was early 2000s.
Vlad, say it again.
No. Late 90s, I think,
Vlad,
yeah.
What year are we in?
2026.
So the date you gave me is how long ago?
Long time ago.
You proved my point. I don't even have to scream. Like, you know what I mean? like, you know what I mean?
It's been a minute. I mean, you got the Mexican OT.
Yeah, Mexican OT that Mexicans listen to in Texas. Like, I did something that nobody ever did.
I don't know. Personally, I don't know a Tekashi 6ix9ine song, not one of them. Unless I hear it and I say it went viral and that was him that sung that, or whatever. Other than that, I don't know his music. Not to say that he doesn't have good music or great music. Perhaps he does. More than likely he does, since he's famous and rich from his music. I'm assuming that his music is good for whatever his crowd may be. And he is indeed, again, more accepted now in the culture. Me personally, I don't like him using the N-word, just side note. I don't think that he should be using it. That's just me, because he's sitting here talking about blacks. So he's separating himself from the culture. So then don't use that word. How about that? But I don't know that anyone else is getting away with anything. People come down hard on all of these individuals that he has named, particularly if there is proof that these individuals are rats. Big Meech is denying that he's a snitch. Tekashi 6ix9ine admits to being a rat. And there was already proof that he was. Everyone know that he told on everyone in the crew. Big Meech is denying this. Anyone accuses Big Meech is just surmising, it's just conjecture. There has been paperwork out there on Big Meech, but who knows exactly what that indicates. There's been varying stories as to his guilt or innocence. He says no. So more than likely he's going to get a different reaction than someone who's an admitted snitch who got on the stand and everyone knows it, as opposed to someone who can crawl their way out of it and say, I didn't snitch, give me the paperwork, prove that I snitched. Big Meat said in the interview, you can't snitch through a third party and all of this. Everyone has their story together and everyone's going to deny that they're a snitch, of course. But when there's actual proof, when you can't deny it and so you admit it, yeah, you're going to receive a different reaction than someone who cannot necessarily prove that they snitched and they are denying that they did snitch. You're going to have, that individual is going to have supporters who are saying there's nothing to prove that this individual snitched, there's no paperwork, etc. He's denying it, he did not snitch. This is why he didn't snitch. And they're going to have a whole list that they're going to have their story together.
Dominated. And I'm still, yo bro, I'm fucking him. In 2025.
And if there are no Hispanics in the industry that are viral, he says that you're going back decades when you name Cypress, Hill, Fat Joe, Big Pun, etc. That is true. Is it? I don't think that is racism in the industry. These record executives will accept anyone who is going to help to bring genocide to the culture, and anyone who is, because it's all a setup, the record industry. They've been exposed long ago. Anyone who is talented and going to bring them money, because the bottom line is what is important to them. They are greedy, venal individuals. If you're talented, you will be signed to a record label. You'll get money and be successful like any other hip hop head.
After ratting, after the gym situation, after everything that I've been through, I fucking dominated your platform. I dominate every platform. Every single one.
I agree.
And I'm gonna say this now because this is the truth. God is real. God is coming soon. God has literally opened every door for me. Once again, you're wearing a bust down chain.
God
right?
is coming.
I'm wearing a bust down chain.
This is your chain, by the way.
Yeah.
It's coming.
I live in a beautiful home.
Mm-hmm.
There's a fucking Revolto right in the back. There's a fucking $80,000 screen right behind us. I'm sitting on a lot of land in Florida, not in Atlanta. God has been so great to me. God is everything.
Which God is this? I wonder which God he bows down to. Does he have blue eyes and blonde hair? If so, you praying to a fake God. Just know that. Side
Christ is king. He's just proven that he's real. He took everything from me. I had nothing. And God gave it back and said, you never, it's like the book of Job when he lost his kids, he lost his livelihood with his sheep, his just living. And his wife told him, curse your God. And he said, no, how can we accept the good and not the bad? And with my life is, how can I accept having a multi-million-dollar home? My family doesn't have to worry about the next meal. My family not having to worry about anything. Having a car. We never had a car growing up. We walked everywhere. How can you accept the good and not the bad? Everyone hates 6ix9ine, everyone this, everyone that. How can you accept the good and not the bad? And God put me through 2 or 3 long years of that, hitting rock bottom, and everything just opened back up.
All right. Everything just opened back up. So he believes in God pretty heavily, apparently. I don't know if this is new. He got caught up in some situations in which he snitched. The situations were not godly. They were ungodly. None of us are perfect. He says that God made everything possible, that he lost everything. I'm assuming he's talking about when he caught that case, that he got everything back, which is indeed a blessing. Hopefully he has learned his lesson and will not lose it again. Apparently he's out and he's been out for some time and he's been rather successful. I think he's been caught up in a situation or two since he's been home, but he's here. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is he on to something? Is it okay for T.I. to snitch? 50 Cent, Snoop Dogg, Big Meech, Young Thug, Gunna, whoever else, but not okay for him and Hispanics. That if you are black and you snitch, his words, not mine. If you're black and you snitch, it's okay. If you are Mexican and you snitch, it is not okay. Even in the music industry, he said. And then went on to say, as we all heard, that the music industry itself, he's implying at least, is racist because there have been no Hispanics that have went viral in the hip hop industry anyway in 30 years. Why is this? And why is it that he caught all of this flack for snitching? He was catching flack. When it happened, it has since intensified, as we know. But at first, he was receiving intense scrutiny and criticism for having got on the stand against his comrades. He's asking the question, how come these individuals do not have the same energy for the individuals that were aforementioned? Don't need to keep on saying their names, the individuals that he mentioned before that's in that title. How come individuals, you all, me, don't have the same energy for these dudes? Let me know what you think in the comments. Interesting. Stay safe and stay free, people.